Yes guys, I'm Si, welcome to Cardiff City World. Some players wear the badge. Some players represent the shirt. But very few become the club. Joe Ralls didn't chase headlines. He built a legacy, not with flashy Instagram posts, but with humility, loyalty and class. And this is a tribute to the heartbeat of Cardiff City. For over a decade. This is Joe Ralls, club legend, club captain, club man. The arrival of a quiet leader. So Joe Ralls arrived at Cardiff in 2010, a teenager with shaggy hair and a quiet swagger. He didn't arrive with fanfare, there was no huge YouTube compilation, he just got to work. Even then there was something about him. He didn't act like a flash in the pan, a wonder kid who was going to come and then go. He grafted, he listened, he learned. Loyalty in an era of flux. So in the years that followed, Cardiff City changed a lot. Managers came and went. The owner interfered. Players chased the paychecks. But Joe stayed. From Malky to Ollie to Warnock to Morrison, Ralls became a constant. He wore every version of the kit, including that one, but most proudly the blue one. Championship or Premier League, didn't complain, didn't leave. He played 50 games a season for a long time. 30, 40 games a season, alright, whatever. But then he would just do it again. He took responsibility, he took the hard hits, and he became the heartbeat of the football team. Now, yes, in recent years, as he's got older, his fitness has been a problem. But make no mistake, before that, Joe Ralls was week in, week out, wearing that shirt with absolute pride. Joe Ralls has an unspoken connection with the fans because he's such a quiet guy. What made Joe Ralls and what makes Joe Ralls so different is not just how he played, not just how he conducted himself, but it was that connection with the fans. He wasn't a social media merchant. He wasn't just a selfless, just promoting himself all the time. He was one of us. All he cared about was Cardiff City winning. They knew it in the Canton stand. They knew it in the family stand. They knew it in the disabled supporters sections. He was a hero. Win, lose or draw, he was the one clapping the fans at the half at full time. Away at Sunderland or all these other long trips, Plymouth, on a cold Tuesday, Joe Ralls is there clapping the fans. No matter the results, home loss to Luton when it was quite nasty, Joe Ralls is there clapping the fans, last ones to leave. But he didn't just clap, he engaged with the fans. And let's talk about that engagement a little bit. This is something which rarely does get spoken about. Joe Ralls' work off the pitch, especially with the Disabled Supporters Association, is nothing short of inspirational. He didn't do it for the cameras. He didn't do it to pose for selfies, for clout. He built relationships. He learned the names of the people he was dealing with. He remembered their faces, and he built relationships with those people. Many stories have emerged over the years. I remember there was one where a young fan with autism had met Joe Ralls through the community outreach program. There was a wheelchair-bound supporter that had his birthday, and Joe Ralls sent him a video and had gifted him some signed boots. He regularly met with families from the city's inclusion groups, making sure that every supporter felt seen. That's what a captain does. And even there was a lad a couple of years ago, I do apologise, I've forgotten his name, but I had spoken to his dad. He was in hospital, and I contacted some people I knew at the club, and I think it was Joe and Aaron went to see this lad in hospital and stuff. Like, this is the stuff which doesn't get seen, and Joe Ralls was special in that regard, real special. And he was captain, a mentor, a man of the team, but a man of the fans. And when Sean Morrison left and the armband was passed to the man, he didn't need a speech to lead. He wasn't always the loudest in the dressing room, I'd imagine. But when he did speak, everybody would listen. It's a shame he's going, because I think he would have been an excellent mentor for Joel Colwell, for Eli King, and I'm sure he's helped them along the way already. He would always look after the young lads. He was the glue. And when the club was at its lowest, those relegation scraps, the financial chaos, the managerial roulette, Joe always stood tall. He always spoke up. He'd always face the media. Every time the club needed a leader, he would answer the call. You've only got to look. The way he, Aaron Ramsey and Callum O'Dowda tried desperately to hold that dressing room together last season when we got relegated to League One was nothing short of remarkable. Yes, they failed, but if it wasn't for them, we'd have been bottom of the league way earlier, and it could have been way messier, which is a story in itself. And look, the stats don't lie either, but they also don't tell the whole story. Let's not forget, like, Joe Ralls can play, you know. It's been difficult because of fitness issues in recent years, but he made over 350 appearances for Cardiff. He scored 36 goals, 34 assists, 83 yellow cards. Always had plenty to say, or a few little tackles here and there. But we like that bit of bite. That's what we like about players, that they care. All earned, none for play acting. On the ball, calm under pressure. Off the ball, relentless. He covered more ground than anyone for many years, tackled like a warrior, passed like a metronome. But you won't find his greatest work on FB Ref or SofaScore and these types of things, because it was what you saw with your eyes, in the heart of the fans. He wasn't born in Wales, but he very quickly became one of us. He lived for the club, he bled blue, he celebrated like every single fan, and he mourned every defeat the same way. You'd see him at the foundation events, you'd see him supporting player causes, from children's cancer fundraisers to LGBT stuff, like whatever it was that the club needed help with, or the club or the fans wanted a representative of, he would be there. He spoke for those who couldn't speak for themselves. He spoke when it mattered. He stepped up when others disappeared. He was and is a true Cardiff City club man. It is farewell, but he won't be gone, because in 2025, after 14 years, Joe Ralls is leaving the club. Not because he wasn't good enough, but because sometimes stories need endings. He leaves with a legacy etched into the Canton concrete, into the Grangetown graffiti. He leaves with his head held high, and with thousands of fans who will tell their kids Joe Ralls played for Cardiff City, and we were very lucky to have him. Whether he goes on to play for someone else, or he coaching, or just watching from the stands, Cardiff is his home. He will always be welcome at the Cardiff City Stadium. And Joe, if you are watching this by any stretch of the imagination, thank you. Not just for the goals, the passes, crunching tackles, but just for being a role model, for standing up for the vulnerable, for showing the younger lads what it means to be a professional footballer, but what it means to represent Cardiff City, for giving everything every week when others maybe haven't. You were the heartbeat of this club for so long, even when it felt like it was flatlining. You felt like you were a voice for the fans when the club was silent. You're more than a captain to me and many others. You are what Cardiff City represents for a long, long time. You will always be welcome, and wherever your career takes you next, you will definitely have the backing of Cardiff City fans, unless you wish to go down west, and then you're dead to me. But, you know, that's another thing. This fan base will be there for you forever and a day. Joe Ralls, City legend. This football club loves you more than words can say. In a bit.